on top business consultant mistakes. These are mistakes that I've made as a business consultant in the past, that I've seen others make in the past. I've worked at a small consulting firm with 15 people. I've worked on a large consulting group with hundreds of professionals within the company. And I've also ran my own consulting firm and managed other business consultants. And so these are mistakes that are made at all levels, large and small consulting firms, all sizes of revenues, from startups to multi-billion-dollar consulting firms. So these are the top 4 mistakes that I see being made all the time. One is budgeting. If you're starting a consulting business or planning out your budget for consulting, budgeting that you're going to be working 30 or 40 hours a week on rate. Most people, especially if you're starting out a new service line, for example, if you're a process consulting firm and you help businesses improve their processes and you want to go into strategic supply chain management consulting, starting that new business line or starting a brand new business, if you're new to consulting, is going to result in you maybe consulting 3 to 5 or 7 hours a week, maybe at most when you first start. So when you lay out your budget and how much you're going to charge your clients per hour, you have to take that in consideration. It might take 2 years before you're consulting full-time and before you need to hire on more people for that service line. So it's important that you know from the beginning it's going to take a lot of time to build up that pipeline of clients. 2, many clients don't have professional billing processes that are very easy to deal with and allow them to collect money quickly. This is very important. Lots of businesses lose millions of dollars a year because of poor collection processes. So you should have some sort of invoicing system which keeps records of every bill due, every bill sent out, and even more importantly, have very professional invoicing templates that allow people to submit payment via many different methods, whichever is going to be easiest for them, and have all that professionally organized and documented within a process for your business consulting firm. So step 1 is here, step 2, step 3, step 4. And this will do a few things. 1, after you document the process, you can improve it. 2, it's going to make the actual process work better because you'll understand exactly how it works at a deeper level. And 3rd, it's going to make it so that if you ever have to hire someone new or outsource billing to your CPA firm or an assistant, they're going to understand exactly what needs to be done because you've already documented the whole process. The next mistake that I see is not being careful in managing project scope within a consulting project. So basically, if you sign up for a project and you guarantee that, within 3 months on this $7,000 budget, we're going to get project A, B, and C done. What can happen is during those 3 months, there can be board meetings, the requirements of those projects can change 3 weeks before the due date. Somebody might add in a new component to the project which might double the workload. A month before the project's due, maybe the CEO is flown to Europe and you're not able to access a CEO, which you need access to finish your consulting project. There's dozens of things that can happen that need to be managed within the project plan before the project gets approved. So there's a few ways to do that. One is to write in the contract and have stipulations that if it gets moved back by events at A, B, or C, that's going to push back the time. The other way to do it, which is recommended in every case, is to make the scope of the project very explicit, draw out exactly what the deliverables are on what date and what is included within those deliverables. And the second that the project starts to sway away from those deliverables, you bring it to the attention of the project sponsor at your client and you tell them the situation and say, we're working on this timeline, we're going to meet that deadline for sure, but because this project deliverable has changed, we're either going to have to increase the cost or increase the length of the project if we're not going to meet that deadline. So it's something important to document up front and then track very carefully as the project goes along, or there'll be mismanaged expectations and you'll either look like the expensive consulting firm that doesn't know what you're doing, or somebody that can't manage a project well and can't meet your deadlines, and you definitely don't want those 2 things happening. The 4th mistake that I see lots of consulting firms making is not being confident enough to turn down business you really don't need. So for example, if you run a process management consulting firm and somebody wants to hire you to do a waste management consulting project, maybe it is a good way to diversify your business. I don't know your business, but maybe it's a good opportunity, maybe it's a great niche to be in and it's a very high paying job, or maybe it's not. But that'd be an example of needing to know where your core competencies are so you can turn down projects you really don't need because they don't serve you financially or strategically. The other more common example is that a client is a hassle client and they might pay a lot, but they're always changing the scope of their project, deliverables always change, they're not increasing your compensation for the extra time that they expect you to pour into projects where you've agreed on a flat price. Or it could be a client which is very low paying and they're not willing to pay market rates. You need to be able to turn down those clients so you can focus your time on the profitable clients. You're spending all of your time with clients that don't fit your core competencies, all of your time with clients that waste your time and take advantage of your team and don't stick to the contracts you signed with them, or if you're working with low paying clients that are of low caliber and they're not large enough to pay you the fees that you really deserve at market rate, then you need to be confident enough in your business to turn those down and stay focused on the core clients which should fit your niche and your core competencies and pay a fair wage. And that may seem somewhat obvious, but as I know many of you already work in the consulting field, you probably know how consulting firms can easily get distracted with side projects or with kind of dead-end clients, and it's just a mistake that happens over and over again. No matter how experienced you are, it's really easy to get distracted and sidetracked with these different types of clients. So I hope you enjoyed this video on business consultant mistakes today. Again, this is businesstraining.com, where you can double your qualifications and boost your compensation.